Never buy the 2026 Mercedes GLC EV just because you think spending more money gets you a better car. That is the fastest way to burn $10,000 you didn't need to spend. Most people think the GLC is the automatic upgrade, but here's what the brochure won't tell you. The cheaper GLB EV actually beats the GLC in the one category that matters most to families. If you ignore this difference, you might end up with a luxury car that doesn't actually fit your life. We have a serious problem in the Mercedes lineup for 2026. You have two electric SUVs that look somewhat similar on paper, but are completely different animals underneath. One is built on a dedicated high-voltage electric platform designed for raw speed and efficiency. The other is a Swiss Army knife that punches way above its weight class. I'm going to break down the battery tech, the hidden interior quirks, and the real-world performance numbers so you know exactly where your money is going. Let's start with the visuals, because the philosophy here is night and day. The 2026 GLC EV, which replaces the old EQC, is what I call the bullet. Mercedes threw out the rulebook for this one. It's built on their dedicated EV platform, so they stretched the wheelbase and dropped the roofline. It looks incredibly aerodynamic, almost like it's melting into the road. You get these flush door handles, a super aggressive front nose with the star pattern embedded in the grille, and a rear light bar that looks like a singular laser beam. It screams tech and money. On the other hand, you have the 2026 GLB EV. This is the box, and I don't mean that in a bad way. The GLB knows exactly what it is. It keeps that upright G-Wagon inspired shape. The roof is flat and goes straight back, which gives it a rugged utility vibe that the GLC completely lacks. While the GLC is trying to be a spaceship, the GLB is trying to be a truck. It's slightly shorter bumper to bumper than the GLC, but because it's taller and boxier, it actually feels bigger when you're standing next to it. If you want heads to turn at the valet stand, you get the GLC. If you want to look like you're ready for a weekend camping trip, the GLB is the look you want. Now we need to talk about what happens when you put your foot down. This is where the price gap starts to make sense. The 2026 GLC EV usually comes in two main flavors for the US market. You have the base rear-wheel drive, but most of you will look at the GLC 400 4MATIC. This thing is a rocket. We are talking about dual electric motors pushing out 483 horsepower and a massive 596 pound-feet of torque. Because it's on that dedicated EV architecture I mentioned, the power delivery is instant. You're looking at a 0 to 60 time of roughly 4.4 seconds. That is sports car territory in a family SUV. It feels planted, heavy, and incredibly fast. The GLB EV is a different story. It's built on a modified platform that it shares with gas cars. The top-spec GLB 350 4MATIC gives you about 349 horsepower. That is plenty for merging onto the highway or passing a truck, but it's not going to pin your head back against the seat like the GLC will. It does 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds flat. That is still quick, don't get me wrong, but the difference in torque is noticeable. The GLC pulls with this relentless, heavy force, while the GLB feels a bit more light and nimble, but less powerful. Also, the ride quality is a major factor here. The GLC EV comes standard with air suspension in many trims. It glides over bumps. The GLB uses traditional steel springs. It's comfortable, but you will feel the potholes more than you would in its big brother. This right here is the technical knockout. If you take road trips, listen closely. The 2026 GLC EV uses an 800-volt electrical architecture. That's the same high-end tech you see in the Porsche Taycan or the Hyundai Ioniq 5. It allows for blazing fast charging speeds. You can pull up to a 350 kilowatt charger and juice this battery from 10 to 80% in under 25 minutes. It packs a large 94.5 kilowatt-hour battery, giving you a real-world EPA range that hovers between 320 and 350 miles, depending on your wheels. The GLB is running on older 400-volt tech. It has been updated for 2026 with a slightly better battery chemistry, an 85 kilowatt-hour pack, but it cannot charge as fast as the GLC. You're looking at a max charge rate of around 170 to 190 kilowatts. That means a 10 to 80% charge is going to take you roughly 32 minutes. That 7-minute difference sounds like a lot less, but when you're sitting in a parking lot in the middle of nowhere, it feels like an eternity. Range-wise, the GLB is decent. You get about 260 to 300 miles. It's enough for daily driving, but on a long haul, the GLC is going to stop less often and charge faster when it does stop. That is a double win for the GLC. Step inside and the war continues. The GLC EV interior is basically a nightclub from the year 2050. The star of the show is the optional hyperscreen or standard superscreen setup. This is where the entire dashboard is practically made of glass. You have a massive center display, a driver display, and even a screen for the passenger to watch movies on. The materials are top tier. Nappa leather, open pore wood with aluminum inlays, and ambient lighting that wraps around the entire cabin like a ring of fire. It feels expensive. It feels like you got what you paid for. The GLB interior is nice, but it's definitely a tier below. It uses the classic Mercedes setup we've seen for a few years, two 10.25-inch screens floating on the dash. It's clean, it's functional, and the MB UX system works great, but it doesn't have that wow factor. You'll find a bit more hard plastic on the lower door panels and the center console.
But wait, here is the plot twist I promised you in the beginning. The GLB has a secret weapon. You can order the GLB EV with a third row of seats. Yes, they are tiny. Yes, only small kids fit back there. But the GLC does not offer this at all. The GLC is strictly a 5-seater. If you have 3 kids or you end up carpooling the neighborhood soccer team, the GLC is useless to you. The GLB's boxy shape allows it to fit 7 people in a pinch. That utility alone makes the GLB the better choice for big families, regardless of how fancy the GLC's dashboard is. Let's talk about hauling stuff. Because the GLC has that sloping, bullet roofline I talked about, you lose vertical space in the trunk. The floor is high because of the motor, and the roof is low. You get about 22 cubic feet of space with the seats up. It's wide, but it's shallow. The GLB is a box, and boxes are great for moving stuff. Even though the footprint of the car is smaller, the trunk shape is more usable. You can stand tall items up. If you fold the second and third rows flat, the GLB actually feels more cavernous than the larger GLC. Also, let's talk about the frunk. The front trunk. Neither of these cars has a massive frunk like a Tesla, but the GLC engineering team managed to carve out a small space under the hood for your charging cables. The GLB, nothing. It's packed tight with components under there. So with the GLB, your cables are living in the trunk with your groceries. Here is the painful part. We are expecting the 2026 GLB EV to start somewhere around the $58,000 to $60,000 mark for a well-equipped model. That is a lot of money, but it's competitive. The GLC EV is going to hurt your wallet. You should expect the pricing to start around $72,000 and easily climb past $85,000 if you want the hyperscreen and the big wheels. So the question is the GLC worth $20,000 more? You are paying for the speed, the 800-volt fast charging, the air suspension, and the prestige, but functionally it doesn't do more things than the GLB. In fact, without that third row, it technically does fewer things. So let's wrap this up. If you are a single professional or a couple with maybe one child and you value silence, speed, and having the absolute latest technology, the GLC EV is the winner. It drives better, charges faster, and feels like a true luxury product. It effectively replaces the EQC and fixes all its problems. But if you are a parent with a chaotic life, 2 or 3 kids, and a dog, do not buy the GLC. The 2026 GLB EV is the smart money choice. It's easier to park, it fits more people, it has a more usable trunk, and it saves you enough money to pay for a few years of college tuition. Don't get seduced by the hyperscreen if what you really need is extra seats. If you want to see how these two stack up against the BMW iX3, watch this video right here.